Welcome to the Prep Beat. It's Thomas Lawrence. I'm TJ Holmes talking about the Prep Football Media Poll this week, heading into Week 7. And we're starting off in Division 2 this week with West Valley, who was number 1. They lost to CV at 31-7 last week. And this division's been really tight at the top and everything. But West Valley's loss to CV really gave Sutter the top spot as a unanimous number 1.
Yeah, and in a division that we really didn't think it was going to be a unanimous. It was a tug of war between Sutter and West Valley. West Valley had the edge for a couple of weeks there. I think we thought that it was the Sutter Enterprise matchup later in the year that might decide it. But you said it perfectly the week before the West Valley CV game. Rivalry games can really take a lot of different factors out of the equation. Things can just get out of hand, games can get chippy and that kind of thing. And in this case, CV probably played its best game of the year. West Valley had a couple of tough injuries. They turned the ball over. CV, I'm sure, not that West Valley wasn't fired up, but this was CV's chance to really prove to the section who they are, and it was really the perfect storm last Friday night.
Yeah, we've kind of said all year that CV is going to be that sleeper team that if they got through this preseason, their league schedule is going to help them out towards the end of the year. And if they could survive, they'll be there. And I think that on Friday proved that they're really good. That the record is deceptive and everything. And it's one of those rare occasions that you're going to see a 2-4 team, a team with a losing record ahead of some better team or some teams with better records like Wairika, who's number 4 at 6-0.
Yeah.
And then Orland at number 5, they're 4-2.
Yeah. And a rare occasion in Division 1 this week is number 1 Paradise hosted number 2 Enterprise. You don't see it much in the year where this game, at least for the time being, decides who's number 1. Paradise, number 1 team, proved to be number 1 by a point in overtime, beat Enterprise 42-41. Enterprise stays strong in that number 2 spot, and I think a big reason they're there, TJ, is because of the close manner in which they lost to Paradise probably weighs pretty heavy in voters' minds.
Yeah, Paradise took care of Foothill. They've taken care of Enterprise in back-to-back weeks. I think the voters, you look at those two games, margin of victory, 53-25 over Foothill, 43-42 42-41 over Enterprise. So you look at those two, and obviously you're going to give Enterprise the edge. Until they play each other this week, you can give Enterprise the edge at the number 2 spot. Foothill is at number 3. Then you got Chico at number 4, Shasta at 5. And there really hasn't been a whole lot of change-up in the bottom half of this division in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. And we don't talk about 8-man football much on this weekly video, but Reading Christian, only in its 2nd year of existence as a football program, got a big win over Happy Camp this week, and they're number 1 for the first time ever. Selected by the voters, and Butte Valley, who's the defending champ in D6 at number 1, lost to Dunsmuir, and Reading Christian plays them Friday, so they get a chance to kind of hold on to that number 1 spot right away.
And that's interesting because Dunsmuir ended up beating Butte Valley, and they're still in the number 2 spot, underneath Reading Christian, who's, like you said, the first time in the number 1 spot in their school's history. Yeah.